Hello Tech Genius, I am Ravi. Have you ever imagined a place where learning is as dynamic as the technology shaping your world? Then here's a deal. With iMatix, you can make sure the learning is exciting, impactful right from the beginning. You have interactive sessions with expert-led courses. In the world of tech, from data science to cloud computing, it's not just about a session, it's about doing, building, learning by solving real problems. So let's get started. Let's start looking at the application hierarchy once, and then we'll proceed with the case design. Yes, here I'm on the Dev Studio. Let's look at the application definition of the HR services which we have created. What we will see is HR services is built upon the UI kit. Yes, here I see HR services is built upon the UI kit. This in turn is built upon the Vega roots. Even though we chose the type as classic when we did not, classic says there are no predefined entities, nothing. It's just like a clean sheet of paper, but yet we will be able to access or we will be able to utilize the type as classic. Generally, when you are dealing with exposing your application as a service, for example, you have built your application but you would like to expose the type as classic, expose that as a service application, we will be dealing with lot of rules for it. It's not just like any other rules. We have few rules specific to those. Like you need to create a service, it could be a REST service or a SOAP, and the rules corresponding to it, your business logic, where it lies, all of these things. Similarly, on the other side, whenever there is a service, you obviously need another application for connecting it to it for the requesting purpose. It's a two-way thing. When you have a service application, you would also have a requester application as well. At that perspective, in the other application, you should be building your connectors in order to send the request parameters or in order to receive the response parameters and all. You might need to build your connectors, be it again SORESTA or whatever. These rules, your service requests or connectors, these rules will be part of your integration rule sets. The ones that are related to integrating your application with other external sources, those will lie on the integration rule sets. Let us go ahead and we'll add in some case types. The business transactions related to HR. What all do we have when it comes to the HR department? What business transactions can we handle? The recruitment. And instead of this, I'm going to use something called as work-cover- here. I'll tell you why I use this. Let me submit because we'll see how the case designing can be done. And for every business transaction, we would have a case life cycle, which means a starting point and a clear ending point for it. My transaction cannot go on and on and on. It shouldn't be cyclic. Rather, it should have a clear starting point and a clear end point. Let's define the stages, steps, and processes. Yes, my recruitment case type is available. Now Pega uses the default create stage. It gives us one stage to just show how the template is going to be. This is my create stage with the create process and the create collection steps. We can start off from here in order to define a life cycle. But I'll let the create stage be. I'll start creating my own stages here. Maybe I'll just name it submission, where we would collect the candidate details. Something like the personal information of the candidate. Maybe the educational info and the experience info. And I would like to name my process as a best practice. I would like to name it as an action. It's like a verb. It shouldn't be a noun. I would like to name it as a test. Maybe the second stage is going to be your interview. I would like to collect some information regarding the written test of the candidate. Then my actual technical discussion is going to start. That's where I would decide whether the candidate can be selected or not. Instead of collecting information, I'll go for an approve and reject. Whenever I use approve, reject, I've got an alternate stage coming up here to decide what happens if it is rejected. This is the candidate selected, and then for interview again I would like to name it. And once the candidate is selected, what are the options? In order to send an offer letter, yes, obviously I would be using a send email automation step here. To send across the email regarding the offer letter. And then maybe I would like to collect a feedback from the candidate, as in how the overall interview experiences. Assuming this is my happy path flow. Similarly, we would like to design our negative scenario. What happens if a candidate is rejected? Again, even though if it is rejected, I would still send him an email saying probably you can come back after 3 months or something. Maybe I would like to collect some feedback. This transaction here is ending with sending the offer letter and collecting the feedback. But whether the candidate has joined or not, is he onboarded? What about his IP infra requirements? Is he provided with the laptop? Is his documents verified? We're not talking about those things because my recruitment transaction ends with sending the email alone. Onboarding could be another. Again, that depends upon the complexity, and that depends upon how you are going to handle the transaction. If onboarding is a simple task, I think we can just add in one more stage here. Just add those document steps and all. But onboarding is an entirely different transaction. That depends upon how we are articulating the case life cycles. Now we have designed a business transaction, or your called case life cycle. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.